The Beretta APX is a $50 air pistol made by Umarex. In my max penetration test, the APX got through 40 sheets of 20-pound paper at 12 feet. It uses 20-round stick mags that are $10 each, and they're pretty well made. They're easy to load and durable. The base plate is a cool feature, but I noticed that if you manhandle them a little bit, they might come off when you're reloading. The base plates might be a problem in the long term, but other than that, the mags work well. From a CO2 cartridge, I was able to get 100 shots out of the gun. But by around 60 shots, I noticed that the gun started to feel weaker. It started to suffer from cartridge exhaustion. I gave the gun a minute breather, and then it started to fire normal again for the last 40 shots. The trigger pull on this gun is weird. It's a double action repeater with a blowback slide. It's right on the line between being a heavy trigger and a light one. It's a trigger pull you don't notice because honestly, the gun is fun to shoot, but it's certainly not a light trigger pull. I was 12 feet from the target, and my average grouping size for these 12 targets of 3 shots each was 1.375 inches. It's the worst grouping gun I've shot out of the last 3 guns I've reviewed, but it's the most fun gun I've shot out of the 4. The Beretta APX is a training gun. It's designed to simulate the feel of a real APX. It's heavier than any air gun I've used, and it weighs about 83% of the real loaded cousin. While I've never held or shot an APX, I've shot plenty of actual handguns, and I would have to say it does a great job of simulating an actual firearm. When shooting this gun, it feels very similar to shooting an actual single-action pistol, which is why I think it's the most fun. The slide locks back after the last round, and you can rack the slide to charge the gun back to the action. While the grouping on the gun sucks, I have to say shooting the gun trumps the bore grouping. The mags are cheap, so spending $50 for an extra 5 mags of 20 rounds each isn't bad. This gun is Gabby approved. Anyways, if you want to see my previous review of a Crosman C11, click on this link on the left, or if you want to see my next review of a ASG Burst of Thunder, click on the link to the right.